there are a lot of churches out there trying to reach their communities, try to reach families, and try to reach boys. And so, as the new North Texas
Yes, sir.
District Role Ranger Director, I'm wanting to reach out to communities and partner with churches like Navarro Baptist Church and their senior pastor, Ben Butler. And I have him on as a guest tonight. Pastor Butler, why don't you tell us a little bit about your family, your church, and the vision that God has placed upon your heart for your church and community?
Well, brother, the Lord's had us at Navarro Mills for about 8 years. It'll be 8 years in May. I've got a beautiful wife, two beautiful girls. I'm actually in Mississippi right now with my family. I'm the third of 8 children. That banging you heard was my
Wow.
dad, kind of smacking the grill, getting the food ready to go. But the Lord brought us out to Navarro Mills in 2015, and we didn't know what to expect. My background is more charismatic Baptist in theology and soteriology, but much more charismatic in our view of the gifts. So going to a stalwart Southern Baptist church was a little interesting because every Baptist church is real big on church autonomy, and so they all view things a little differently. But the Lord opened doors and did things that only He could. We began to
That's
see a
how he
really
rolls.
big, yeah, brother, that was it. I mean, it was been incredible. We saw a real big need for ministering to teenagers and children, especially. There's a lot of de-churched and unchurched people my age, and I'm 36. So that whole millennial, late Gen Z, or early Gen Z, late Gen X demographic that people are just they grew up in church, and the philosophy was when you graduated out of the youth department, you graduated out of church. So you've got people who have not darkened the door of a church for a decade, but still were trying to find their affirmation. And the Lord only knows what some pretty terrible stuff in some situations. So the Lord showed us a real need there, and we just began hitting the ground running, trying to win over the lost in our community, and that's been the real passion. Um,
Well, you
with COVID and everything, adult ministry, couples ministry, all the counseling, all of that. But the Lord's been good in that He's given us the strength to carry on, but also the strength to continue to see the vision for us in this area, which is still reaching the young families, the young children. Teenagers right now are the real big thing. God's blessed in that our junior high and high school department of about 35 students is almost 90% male, which is I don't know how things are in the AG,
wow.
but in Baptist
Wow.
life, it's almost predominantly girls. Um, so for us to have a youth department with that many guys
Yeah, or a
has been
good
huge.
mixture of both, a
Yes,
little
sir.
heavier on the girls, but wow. And
Yes, sir.
so God looks like He has something special for you in that community. And it
Yes,
seems,
sir.
Pastor, that there's a hunger out
Yep.
there amongst those boys. And as you know, we want to partner with you and come alongside of you so that
Yes,
those
sir.
boys that you have, uh, we can work with your men to show them how they can mentor to these boys in a way that's going to be engaging and that will
Right.
show them how to be Christian men. Role Rangers believe that, men kind of sit side by side with these young men, and we do things with them and through interacting with them in a positive way, whether
Yes,
it's working on a car, welding, uh, going hunting,
sir.
archery, shooting sports, whatever it may be. During those times, there are opportunities where we can speak into a boy's life, where we can speak into a young man's
Yes,
life.
sir.
So let me ask you, uh, you know, why would why do you think Royal Rangers would be a good fit for your church and working with your boys?
Man, brother, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. As long as we've got a godly man in the life of a godly young child, I mean that's why it will work. I mean, I think the extracurriculars are phenomenal. I really do. I think they're a good draw. Our people call them, those are good loaves and fishes to get them in. But because there are godly men involved, that's the
Wow.
key.
Wow.
That's it.
That's phenomenal. You know, I'm gonna take that quote from you and I'm gonna borrow it and use it again and again. He's like, why does this work? Because
Yep.
there are godly men there
Yep.
mentoring boys and teens. Wow,
Yep.
you can't say anything better
I
than.
mean,
Hey, you know, one more thing I want to talk to you about before I let you go.
yep.
You know, it's Royal Rangers has opened up for the use of Royal Rangers by 85 denominations.
Yes, sir.
So when I came in this and I'm looking to see which denominations are a part, you know, I see, you know, one Church of God, a couple of independent churches.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I feel led that this needs to change. There are
Yes, sir.
outstanding churches
Hmm.
all throughout Texas doing what you're doing what my church is doing at the Oaks, of evangelizing and reaching out and making disciples of other people. And we want to partner with churches that are like that, which is why, for example, we're reaching out to other Church of God churches in the Metroplex and Church of the Nazarene. And
Yes,
we're going
sir.
to start small at Baptist churches. And so we're going to start small, but we're going to continue until we start to incorporate all of
Yes,
these
sir.
5 different denominations that can participate in Rangers, because there's a big harvest out there to be had.
Yes, sir.
There's a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of lost boys. There's a lot of lost teens, and they need to be reached. And when we reach those boys and we reach those teens, then we're gonna reach their siblings,
Yes.
their sisters, and their parents are gonna look and they're gonna see how God's working in the lives of those boys and those teens and go, what in the world's going on? And then they're gonna
Yep.
come to these churches to find out what's going on, and they're gonna get saved.
Yes,
And
sir.
they're going to get discipled, but it's got to start somewhere. And,
Hmm.
and we can start with these children and we can put it in God's hands and work with each other and then watch God do miracles across
That's it.
all of these denominations and bringing in boys and teens to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ.
Amen. I would love to see us get over some of the petty small things and be who God's called us to be again. I mean, where
You know, some
you
of
don't
my
have to go.
staff asked me, they said, well, Stan, you know, if these other denominations come in, are you going to put them on staff? I said, yeah, I'm going to put them on staff. I'm absolutely going to put them on staff. And
Yep.
the first ones that come in are going to be like my assistant outreach coordinators, because I'm going to have them go out in the field amongst their
Yep.
denominations and reach others.
Yep.
And just be one great big awesome team
Yep.
that's out there for that one purpose. And I'm going to repeat something you said earlier about having putting them in a position to where we have Christian men,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
boys, and teenage young men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we
I
put
mean,
the godly men
we've
in
got to have
ministry,
that.
that's going to start moving us in the right direction. And like I
Yes,
said,
sir.
it's going to cascade by the siblings and the parents coming
Yep.
to those churches. So, brother,
Yep.
I'm excited. I'm excited about working with you. I'm looking forward to working with you. And anything that we can do to help you out and to help you grow your church, I want you to know that North Texas
Amen.
Christian Royal Rangers is here for you, and we're for your church. And we look forward to doing some awesome, awesome things in 2023 and beyond.
Amen. Looking forward to it, brother.
All right, dear brother.